Please welcome to the stage Brad Liski of Tru Earth and Jason Beagle of Whole Foods Market.
Hey Brad, how's it going?
It's going great.
Yes.
We're early.
Yeah, we are. Excited to be here.
Absolutely.
I want to jump right in. You know, one of the things I want to pick your brain on, Brad, is how can we disrupt industries while maintaining momentum to support social consciousness movements and balancing both capitalism as well as environmental demands and needs?
Yeah, it's a great question. And actually, disruption happens in that intersection of environmentalism and capitalism, but also with social good. Without the social good, it doesn't work. Tried that. It's truly in that real core, the real disruption can happen. And it then allows companies like Tru Earth, where triple bottom line is not just a theory, it actually becomes a thriving reality. You know, we take a look at, but the momentum that you speak of, that comes from the customers. You know, it's their movement that the momentum takes on. And I was fortunate, I was in Bryant Park yesterday, and I was just sitting having a cup of coffee, and somebody came up and asked if they could share the table, and I'm sure. And within 15 minutes, discovered that she was actually a customer. And she started telling me about the product and the benefits of the product. And it's that kind of connection that you know you've got a movement. I don't know about you all, but last time I met a stranger and talked about laundry detergent was never. Yeah. So that is when we know we're disrupting the biggest of big. So we are, you've heard of big oil, you've heard of big tobacco. Well, in our category, there's big soap, and that's literally what they call it. And they're finally taking notice with what we're trying to do. And we're trying to dismantle the status quo to truly establish this social side of environmentalism and capitalism. Because in there, even this individual, her name is Robin didn't even know that her purchases equated to what we've been able to do, which was donate 50 million loads of laundry detergent since our inception to those people in need. So it's that kind of continued exposure. It's not about whether the large CPG firms that we're trying to disrupt, whether they can catch this wave of innovation, it's whether they're actually going to act on it. The time for rhetoric is over. It's time for real action.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And what I love what you're sharing is, you know, making sure we can tie this back to the customer, which becomes so important here. You know, if they're not part of the equation and have an understanding of why it's better to buy these products and the work that goes behind this, whether it's sourcing products in our case or creating and inventing new categories to support disruption, it's really hard to make some positive momentum there.
Agreed. So let's build on that for a little bit. So as a CEO, you know, how are you factoring in the customer feedback and market innovation in shaping your CSR frameworks, your business decisions? And then how can a retailer, how can they better leverage their resources to provide socially good solutions at fair prices?
Yeah, well, it's a tough balance. And for us, you know, we work backwards from the customer in everything that we do. And understanding what customers are looking for and ultimately different ways that we can support those needs is, you know, really been at the heart of the business for the last 44 years. At the same time, one of the things that we felt responsibility for is to continue to elevate standards. And so in some cases, customers may not know, like, why would I want to actually, you know, buy this product because it's meeting, you know, X, Y, and Z standards. And so we've really tried to push the envelope and ultimately educate customers so they can, you know why we ban 550 ingredients on our, you know, for products that we carry on our shelves. Why we've, you know, pushed and led, you know, the momentum behind cage-free and established a new cage-free plus level of quality standards, to animal welfare standards, to sustainable seafood sourcing standards. And what's great is this is really starting to resonate. And one of the things that I'm excited about is some research that we just did, looking at sort of differences amongst generations and how they care about sustainability and how it ties to the products that they're buying. And for me, what was really interesting is from a Gen Z perspective, about 70% of Gen Z customers support climate-friendly agriculture. And 55% of them are willing to actually pay a premium when they understand the work that's gone on behind these products and brands. And that gets me excited because it's that kind of momentum that's going to help change the landscape. And for us, it's not just about what we do as Whole Foods Market. We want to set the standard in the industry. And quite frankly, I love it when our competitors follow. You know, last year we announced a new pollinator policy that we've put into place, which is going to be for all of our fresh produce. And starting next year, all of our suppliers have to be supporting these principles as well as integrated pest management solutions. And what happened afterwards is some of our competitors came up with policies. And maybe it wasn't at the same level of ours, but it doesn't matter. They were taking positive steps and change. And so I'm hoping that we can help create this ripple effect. And our customers, as they buy stuff from Whole Foods, other folks notice. And ultimately, it shows up, you know, on our competitors' shelves as well. And that allows us to have the standards continue to increase across the industry. And I know you see some of the same things as folks start to notice the work you're doing.
Yeah, and I think something that kind of resonates with what you're talking about. We surveyed millions of our customers in 80 countries, and one resounding theme came out of them. They were desperately seeking a company they could trust to help them navigate through the greenwashing. And I think that is what the crux of this whole thing is who is going to take the lead, who is going to be out front of this, and the only way we can continue is if it continues to build off that.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things is, you know, I think we all know we're not going to be able to save the earth or to solve the sustainability problems in a silo. Right. It takes many different stakeholders. How have you helped support sort of cross-industry coming together, cross-industry experts coming together and being able to support collaboration and helping pave a path towards long-term innovation?
Yeah, it's a great question. And you're 100% correct, is that we cannot save the planet in a silo. And the other thing that is true is that superheroes don't exist. So they're cartoons on socks. At the end of the day, no one is coming to save us. So cross-collaboration, whether it's cross-industry or whether it's inter-industry, is absolutely critical right now. So you got to understand, we have disrupted the biggest of big, and we've created a new category inside a multi-billion-dollar entrenched sector with a patented laundry eco-strip. So, but from the very beginnings, we didn't see everyone as competition. So what we saw was the need for us to make real, true, lasting change, which is our critical cause. We are going to need them as part of it. So we collaborated with CPG firms, we collaborate with retailers and fashion folks, all trying to get better, planet-friendly products because it becomes the critical mass. And instead of putting millions of dollars into patent defense, we put it into innovation to stay out in front of this. I'm a firm believer that innovation isn't and shouldn't be exclusive. It's our way out of this mess that we're in. And for all intents and purposes, it's all about trying to, and I'm not about talking about tweaking a Me Too product and producing it in another country at a cheaper price. I'm talking about smashing the mold on the ground, thinking about what was never created before, created again, create something new, true, real innovation. Because I'm a believer that failure to act is really our only real failure now. That's where this thing will collapse. So here's the bottom line. In the world, we generate 57 million tons of plastic pollution every year. Sounds like a lot, right? Somebody put that in perspective for me the other day. That is Central Park, just down the street, the area of Central Park, to the height of the Empire State Building. Every single year. And unfortunately, consumer packaged goods, is the stuff we buy, amounts to 40% of that. So we need this cross-collaboration. We need to have systemic change. We've proven that even something like as silly as laundry detergent doesn't need to be in plastic anymore. So why is there just miles of plastic still on shelf? It's that collaboration that is absolutely critical. So let me put it a different way. When I was a kid on my uncle's farm, a neighbor's field caught fire. And we didn't hesitate. We got in the tractor, we grabbed some shovels, and we went to help put out the fire. We didn't sit back and calculate supply and demand, and actually if their field burned, our wheat would be worth more. We didn't weigh in our kind of needs. We didn't calculate the costs of the fuel of running our tractor. We just helped. And the planet is on fire. So everyone, please just grab a shovel and let's get this thing done.
Yeah,
That's
love it.
my belief system. So, I get a little passionate about that, but taking a look at the trajectory of Whole Foods Market, which is phenomenal, how can different models, whether they're startups or global footprints, work to support a more resilient and a sustainable planet?
Yeah, I think one of the amazing things that we have at our disposal is we're working with suppliers of all different sizes, both in the products that we sell and the partners that we're working with, and helping come through and develop innovations that will ultimately help protect our food systems. And so for us, it's being able to work with all of these different folks to find ways by which we can meet customer needs and at the end of the day, serve our higher purpose of nourishing people and the planet. And so as we grow, our goal is to continue to have a greater impact on how we can do good within the world. I oftentimes tell folks, we're way more than a grocer. We are a force for change in the world. And we want to be an industry leader, to what I was saying earlier, where we can help raise standards and ultimately try to improve our current food systems. And this is where we have the same burning platform. If we don't do something different, sometime in the next 50 to 100 years, we are not going to be able to grow the products that we know and love today. And at the same time, the food that we're growing is becoming less nutrient dense than what it was before. And so we need to lean in and help support climate-friendly agriculture practices. We started this as Whole Foods 44 years ago and have led the way within organics. Just last year, we hit our 20th anniversary of being the only national retailer who is certified organic. But the reality is only 1% of our acreage in this country is organic. And so we need to help create a momentum for more farmers to be able to move towards practices like this. And part of that is creating a big tent and saying, it's not about the certification, it's about taking the steps to start doing the work. And so it's one of the reasons why we've really put a big stake in the ground on regenerative agriculture. And I've support multiple different certifications. So there's not just a one-size-fits-all for suppliers. And our goal here is to start that positive momentum so we can have more and more farmers practicing this. And what's great is we're seeing on the customer side that I mentioned earlier, especially with Gen Z, of recognizing the importance of this. And so for us, it's helping bring those pieces together. And so it's everybody from small family farms to some of the largest CPG companies that we're having to work with in this space. The other part of it is how do we take this down into our culture across our entire organization? And one of the things that I'm proud about is every single one of our stores has an ambassador who's really focused, and we call it Green Mission is our name of our program, but it's helping look at how do we reduce our food waste at a store level, how do we make sure that we are not adding to waste that is going into landfills. And for me, when I go and visit stores, and I was just in our Reno store really recently, and I'm talking with our ambassador about the work that they're doing and their passion of saying, the community here doesn't support composting, but we know it's important and we need to do it. And the innovation that I'm seeing at a store level that we can ultimately drive better results. And whether it's food donations that we're doing to helping support composting or animal feed, the idea is that we've immersed this across the entire organization. So it's not just something I'm saying and talking, it's about how do we take action? And how do we take an action all the way down to each and every store supporting this? And so my call to action for the entire group is, it's great that we're all here every single year for Climate Week, and we can talk about a lot of stuff. But we all have to take that committed action. And I ask all of you to help join Whole Foods and other companies to make sure that we can continue, folks like Tru Earth, that we can help protect the future of our food systems and the planet in the great work that we can do for future generations.
Yeah, well said. And I'll riff on that. And in that, I'm a firm believer. We have everything we need. We've got knowledge. We've got technology. We've got innovative spirit. What we need now is the courage to break the chains of complacency. The future is screaming at us. So we have to rise up to meet it. So I love your call to action, and I'll add to it and just join a movement, any movement, and be a part of this. I know we're speaking to the choir today, but at the same time, it starts with our wallets, and the support of innovators and disruptors is where it kind of happens. I want to thank everybody tonight. I know we were expecting to be the last on the stage and holding you back from the reception, but there's, I think, one more.
Yeah. All right, take care. Thank you so much.